Welcome to the second installment of Vampa's Viewings, the Patreon exclusive bonus series where myself and a guest talk movies. Today I have Josie Stec sticking around with me from our Babylon conversation, and we're going to talk about the 2017 comedy slasher film Happy Death Day, directed by Christopher Landon, which I learned today is the son of the late Michael Landon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did not either. And written by Scott Lobdell. This movie was suggested by Josie as one of your favorite movies.
I love this movie.
And I never saw it before, and it was one I wanted to see since it came out. So I checked it out, and I loved it. It has got just the funnest vibe.
It really does.
And I saw that they described it, some critic, as Groundhog Day meets Scream, which is a pretty good...
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
But I also get a a more basic, teen vibe movie, like a John Hughes, something like that, too, with...
Tree.
Yeah, her character, the way she grows, you know?
Yeah. No, it's definitely... She's not all that likable. She's pretty prickly starting out. She's kind of that girl that you don't want to be enemies with, but, is it really any better being her friend? Mm-hmm. And then, over her many deaths, she grows into, this super cool person, and you get her whole backstory. And, I think that kind of, not necessarily YA, but close growth arc and vibe.
Totally. And, Groundhog Day has that, too.
For sure.
He goes through that arc where he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, learns to be a good person. And I would say it's not as quite as, heavy-handed as that.
No.
There's some other things going on, too, I think.
Yes.
But, she does turn... She starts as a character I don't like, but she ends as one that I do like. And I'm happy to see her survive... I don't want to give it away. But I'm happy to see her thrive. Yeah. I'll just put it that way.
Well, I think a lot of it is owed to the actor, too. She is so talented. She... Even when she's playing that unlikable character, you can tell there's something underlying that she seems like there's more there. Mm-hmm. It's not just somebody you write off immediately. And I think that's definitely... you can credit the actor with that.
Oh, yeah. She does do a really good job of showing that there's something underneath. And especially, in the exposition, it's kind of subtle, but... and it does get explained later, but her, family history.
Yep.
With what happened in the past with her. Mm-hmm. And you do kind of have to pay attention to notice it.
Yep.
And it every day gets repeated, and eventually it comes to a head, but there's that too, and that kind of seems to motivate her.
For sure.
The other thing I learned from the Wikipedia that I thought was wild was that Tony Gardner, who's famous for creating the Ghostface mask, created the mask.
Oh, the baby?
Yes.
Oh, that's so creepy.
And he had two masks that he had created. It was that one and a pig mask. And Christopher Landon was about to become a father for the first time. And the baby one really, really freaked him out.
I bet.
Some underlying, I guess, becoming a father fears.
Yeah.
And he put the mask on, and one of the people working on the movie, I forgot who it was at this point, but he walked into the room wearing that mask and apparently scared the shit out of him, and he was like, all right, we're going to use this one. We're going to use this.
I mean, it's a good choice. It's terrifying.
It is.
I would not be happy if I, came face to face with one in person.
No, and there's still a lawsuit going on about this.
Oh.
As of when the Wikipedia entry was written. But the King Cake Baby, which I think might be a reference to the Mardi Gras
Yeah,
cake.
I was going to say, that's like a Mardi Gras, you find the little plastic baby in the cake.
He's a mascot for the New Orleans Pelicans basketball team.
Oh.
And they think that looks a little close to it. So they're, dealing with a lawsuit on that. Thought that was really interesting.
Why isn't a pelican the Pelicans mascot? That doesn't make any sense.
You know what? You're right. That's really weird. We're the Pelicans, but our mascot is a baby.
That makes no sense.
We don't want to be stereotypical Pelicans. You would expect that, wouldn't you?
You would. 3 a curveball. We're the babies and you're getting sued. Like, what?
Yeah, and I didn't look what that logo looks like, but I have a feeling it's not that creepy, but maybe it is. I mean...
Well, I mean, the idea of, like, a little choking hazard in a cake is creepy in and of itself. Like,
right?
I don't want to eat that cake. What if I choke?
I know.
That's, like, very terrifying to me.
I know. I don't like that.
I don't want to harsh anyone's culture or, like, things that are significant and important to them, but that scares me. I would choke on the baby. Happy Death Day. Your cake has a choking hazard.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. What else did I want to say about the movie? That threw me for a loop.
Sorry.
I honestly didn't even think about that, like, Pelicans thing until you said that. I was like, yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? No, it's a baby. Yeah. Okay, I liked how Carter, the boy, he's, we should know he's nice because he's got They Live poster, Mystery Science Theater 3000 poster, yes, and a Repo Man poster. Yes. And then he turns out to be the nice guy.
For sure.
That's a lesson that Tree had to learn. I already knew that's the nice guy who's got the Mystery Science Theater 3000 poster.
For sure. They're character traits. Very important.
Yeah, of course. I liked him too. I liked that character.
Yeah.
And I feel like when there's a college age movie, there's a real, like, it's easy for those characters to go into douche mode and, like,
yes,
that's how they are. You're supposed to like that. But in this movie, the characters who are douchey, you don't like.
Right. And they're mostly female.
Yeah.
The sorority sisters. The main sorority sister is like...
Oh, I know. I actually really liked that actress playing that character.
She was fantastic.
She was, like, fun.
Yes.
As that character.
She killed it.
And some more nepotism. That is the director's niece.
Oh!
Yes. One of Michael Landon's granddaughters.
I did not know that either.
Yeah. I was very surprised by that. But yeah, either way, she did a really good job in that.
Yeah, she was great.
And something else interesting about this movie is that it's rated PG-13. And after I, like, realized that, I was like, okay, there's really not a lot of swearing.
No.
Not a lot of gore. It's violent and
but
it's
there's
effective.
There's a lot of alluded to violence.
Yeah.
No nudity, which is like the big. I think that's kind of like the biggest thing with ratings now.
Yeah.
To get an R rating is if, like, you can murder someone, but my God, don't show a butt cheek.
Yeah, and even when they the sexual stuff, they just talk about it.
Yep.
It's never really, like, happening or even about to happen. It's just kind of talked about. But
which is against the trope.
That's
kind of interesting. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of busting that whole, like, teen horror, college horror trope.
And I think that's why the movie's effective, is because you're kind of not getting those tropes.
Yeah.
Right away I was kind of expecting it, but pretty early into the movie, you get the hint that it's not going to be what you expect.
Yeah, it's not, exactly.
I mean, well, especially when she wakes up again after she gets killed. Well, she gets killed, like, in the first, like, few minutes of the movie. So, yeah, it's really, it threw my expectations off, which I like.
Absolutely.
Having seen a lot of slasher movies,
yes,
some of the best ones and some of the worst ones,
yes,
it's nice to have your expectations, subverted.
Yeah.
And then it be, like, effective. And in that vein, too, I also, like, I don't have any kids, but I want to, like, recommend it to someone who has kids, like, at their, like, sleepover when they turn like 13 or something. You put that on for them, they're going to feel like they're getting away with something, you know?
For sure. And it has, like a fairly positive message. Yeah,
it does. And it does so in a way that I feel like is not very shaming on the main
not
character.
preachy or gross or... Yeah, there's definitely a fine line there where it can get really preachy and gross, and it's definitely not like
It doesn't. It's very, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but, you know, I feel like, and this is a more modern film, it's 2017, and maybe I'm kind of expecting this from an older film, but there is really not, even though she's promiscuous, and they kind of make a point to kind of mention that, it's not really like slut-shaming.
Nope.
The bad person, that sorority girl is slut-shaming.
Yes.
But
you don't like her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I like that. I like to be on her side.
For sure.
It's really enjoyable. Oh, and did you know this? There was an alternate ending.
No, I don't think I did. Wait. Was it the professor?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I did.
Well, the professor's wife.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched that ending. It's on YouTube because we rented it from Vudu, I think. And it said bonus feature, but you had to buy it. You couldn't rent it. So
YouTube.
Dad went and found it on YouTube.
Lovely.
With voice commands, obviously. And we were able to watch it, and it was bad, that ending. I was like surprised.
They picked the right ending.
Apparently the test audiences hated it.
I can see that.
And they said to the test audience, we were thinking about making the ending and involving with this, which I won't say in case you haven't seen it, so spoilers. And the audience was like, yeah, do that. So they kind of subverted a little bit what the original ending was going to be, but they took like half of it.
Yeah.
And did that ending instead, which I think was a way better ending.
I agree.
I wasn't expecting it, but at the same time, I didn't think that it was like unbelievable.
No, well, I mean, they layered it in the whole movie. I mean, it was there the whole time, and you just... I mean, that's what good storytelling is. Like, I'm going to give you everything you need to figure this out, but I'm also going to do all of these other things so that you're not really focusing on that, and you will just kind of forget that it exists until, haha, gotcha.
Yeah, and, you know, I really liked this movie because it's very genre, I would say, like, overlapping. Because, if I mentioned, it's a horror slasher, but it's also a mystery.
Yeah.
You're finding out along with her who's trying to kill her.
Yep.
And why. And there are a lot of times where you think that it's solved.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's really suspenseful. It's got I think the running time's like right over an hour and a half. So
it's quick.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Sequel, Happy Death Day to You. I haven't watched, but you've seen it.
I have seen it, yes.
And do you think that holds up to the first one?
So I really liked it. It is wild. Like, it's wild. But I'm looking for something that I have fun watching. And I have nothing but fun with both of those movies. I think they're both totally worthy of time. And they're not overly long, so it's not like you're giving up, you know, half of your day to watch them.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for something sleazy and really gory and nudity and just nasty language, you're not going to like this one. You might as well just go rewatch one of the old, like, 80s ones or something.
Night of the Demons 2.
Yeah. I never saw that, but I believe you that it's like that.
Things happen.
Oh, yeah. I bet. I mean, I've seen my share, you know, of sleazy 80s really is when they really got weird. But yeah, you might want to skip this one. But I mean, if you're just want a good story and good suspense and character development, this is a good one. It's
comedy too.
Yeah,
there are a lot of really funny. Like, there's some funny stuff that happens.
There really is. I legitimately laughed out loud a bunch of times. And if you watch my films, you know that I love morbid, but like lighthearted at the same time.
Yes. Not taking it seriously.
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's also not a joke. And that's a really nice place to find.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right on the edge of camp, I would say. Because I don't think it's over the top, and I think it still takes place like in our world.
For sure.
But with the vibe of it, it really has that almost camp vibe. Like I said, I recommend it. Unless you really want that sleaze factor, just skip it. Or just know going in that it's not going to be sleazy. And this whole time as I'm talking, this is falling. Death is creeping on us, I guess.
Oh.
So yeah, that's one I definitely recommend. Thank you, Josie, for recommending it.
Happy to share. I'm always about sharing the things that I like.
Yeah, and at first I was thinking about doing Misery, which I couldn't even find anywhere. And then you mentioned that you want to do your own thing and stay away from it.
I'm
And
not
I was
watching
like,
it
yeah,
until I'm done.
I don't blame you for that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So, thank you for recommending this movie. I personally enjoyed it. I think Dad liked it too.
2 thumbs up. If I had thumbs.
So I guess two eye sockets forward, huh there, Dad?
There you go.
So thank you again, Josie, for sticking around and chatting with me about Happy Death Day.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you to my Patreon subscribers for subscribing and checking out Vampa's viewings. And we'll see you next time for another movie.